Hi everyone, it's Vivian. Welcome to episode 17 of Sit and Knit with Vivette. It's Vivian here, coming to you on Sunday the 7th of June. It's a slightly better day than it was yesterday. It rained here yesterday for most of the day, but it is dry and sunny here, so fingers crossed it stays that way. So first of all, I'd like to say hello and welcome to all my new viewers, and hello and welcome back, and thank you for coming back to all my returning viewers. So for any of you that are new, my name is Vivian and I'm based in Essex in the United Kingdom with my partner Sean and our cat Bonnie. You can find me on social media as Vivette B1. I'm very active on Instagram, but that's about it really. I do also have an Etsy shop that has a Facebook page and an Instagram page, and I will talk a little bit about those later on, but for me personally, I'm mainly active on Instagram. So I also said that I would do a giveaway when I reached 300 subscribers, and we are over 300 subscribers. We're currently at 313, so thank you to all of those that have subscribed. I do have some giveaway gifts, and I used random generator, and I'll pop it up here, and the number that came out was number 66, and that is Joanne Young. So that is Joe as in Joanne Young, based in Belfast. So Joe, I think I have your address, but I will just double check, and I'll be popping some goodies to you, and I will show you what some of those are now. So I was very lucky in that the lovely Davina, who is Little Workroom Crafts and has her own podcast, which is really worth a view if you haven't seen it before, very kindly gifted me one of her handmade project bags as part of the giveaway. So this is it here. So as you can see, it's a lovely pattern, and it's got a texture to it. It comes with a little D-ring to put your anything like on it really, and also another one on this side so you can clip things to it. It's got a metallic popper fastening, which is really sturdy, and it's got a lovely pocket inside, which hopefully you'll be able to see if I just kind of try and hold that down with the camera. So that is from Davina, and that is her card there, Little Workroom Crafts, and she's on Instagram as Little Workroom Crafts as well. So that is one of the gifts. I will also be including a couple of my stitch markers, and I don't of the button stitch markers that you use when you're knitting socks to mark off your places. One of my beaded stitch markers as well that I make and sell. So hopefully you can see that a little bit better. So those will be coming to you, Joe, and I might sort out a few more goodies that I have, but I shall just have a little look. And well done on winning the giveaway prize. So now that I've done that bit, which I should have prepared earlier in terms of getting the prizes ready, but you know me, lastminute.com as always. Let's talk about what I've been doing. So as you can see, I have the lovely Polly here to keep me company today, and she is modelling 3 finished objects. You can only see 2 at the moment. I'll have to angle the camera for the third one. So without further ado, let's talk about the first 2 she's wearing. So these are part of my 4 knitted finished objects. I kid you not, 4. So the first one is the Macaulay cardigan, which is a pattern by Katie Green, who is also the podcaster behind the Green Bean podcast. And if you want something nice and relaxing to watch, I highly recommend her, because she has such a lovely lilting, soft voice. She's an illustrator by trade, and she shows you work that she's doing. She does a lot of work with John Arbon textiles as well, and she also takes you on lovely long walks across Dartmoor with her little Jack Russell Jack, which is lovely to watch, especially at the moment when we can't all get out and go as far as we'd like to. It's lovely just to spend half an hour or so feeling as though you're walking across Dartford. Lovely. Dartmoor, rather. Dartford. Yes, so it's Little Green Podcast. So this is my Macaulay cardigan, and like I say, it's knit in DK, and I use Yorkshire Spinners Essential DK in their burgundy colourway. It doesn't have a name, it's just a number. I don't know if it's still available, this colour, or whether it's been discontinued. I haven't seen it, and I've had it quite a while in my stash. And I teamed it with a Drops Fable in like a silvery colour that I held double, because that's a 4-ply. The one thing I would say about this cardigan is not so much the cardigan, that it was a lovely to knit, very simple to knit. You knit it in pieces and seam it all together, and I did it really, really quickly, and it's quite a close fitting cardigan. Is that with this colourway, the burgundy colourway, when I blocked it, the colourway run. And I say run because this is the colour catcher that I put in with it, and this is the colour catcher came out. So yes, when the water turned like beetroot, it's though I'd put beetroot juice in with it. The colour of it was, I was like, oh no, this is all going to turn a pinky purple, but it didn't. The colour catcher worked, and I was really surprised. But as you can see, it did colour. So it will definitely be one that will be washed with a colour catcher on its own every single time. So that is my first finished object. The buttons, I'll put a picture up here of the buttons because they're quite small to see, are Dorset buttons that I made myself, and I use the coordinating colour just to give it a little bit of difference. So that is my first finished object on the knitting side. My second finished of it, and just wait a minute while I just help Polly take some clothes off, is my Ripple bralette, which is a pattern by Jessie May Maids, and I will link all of the pattern descriptions and all of the links to them on Ravelry down in the description box for you. So this is a Ripple bralette that you do. It's knitted in the rib, and I'll put a picture up here of what it looks like when it's not wearing it, because it's like about that small, and you think that's never going to fit me, but it does because it's all knit. And there's two versions. So I did the version where you can, excuse me, I'll just turn around, cross the back over, just to make it a slightly longer strap. But you have two options. You can either do it as just a straight over like a bra strap, or you can cross over. I did the crossover because I think that's going to sit nicer and stay more intact, for want of a better word. I can't think what I want to say. So that is my second finished object. The yarn that I used is a beautiful yarn from Cast Yarns, but it's a one-of-a-kind colourway that she was dyeing. I will link to her Etsy shop. I don't know if she's doing any dyeing at the moment, but if you want anything, you can message her to see what she might have in stock. But I don't know if she's doing any actively at the moment. So that is my second object, and that is the Ripple bralette. My third finished object on the knitting side is another jumper, and this is a test knit that I've been doing for the lovely Verity of Truly Hooked. It's called the Philippa sweater, and the pattern is due to be released in the autumn time, but I've just literally cast off last night. I just finished the test knit. So again, there's going to be lots of pictures here of me wearing it because it's a little bit warm indoors today. So it is a cropped jumper, oversized jumper with just 3/4 sleeves with a drop shoulder. It was really lovely to knit because you knit it in the round from the bottom up, and then you split, do the top, front and back, pick up the sleeves, and then carry on from there. So it's a really nice knit. You do also alternate between two different weight yarns. So the purple, which is Verity's 4-ply pickled cabbage, team it with a lace weight yarn for these stripes in between, which makes it lovely and drapey, and it also makes it quite cooler. So it's going to be an ideal jumper. So if you're sat in the back garden at like early evening and it turns a bit chilly, this is ideal to wear and slip on. So a lovely knit. What I will do is I will post pictures of it on Instagram and that when it's due to be released. Because like I say, Verity's just said autumn at the moment. She hasn't given a definite date. So that is the Philippa sweater. But it has got a hashtag Philippa sweater, and you can see the progress that people are making on theirs as well, so you can get a better idea. So that is the third of my finished objects on knitting. My fourth finished object is one that's been on the needles for a while, but I finished it. And I finished it because I made it originally so that this is my craft room and my office when I'm working. And in the winter it can get a bit chilly in here. So I've made myself a Cozy Memories blanket to just put over my lap while I'm working basically. So this is it here. You can't see it completely. If I move too much, I might move back a bit so you can see it. But it's just a lap blanket, and I just put in all spares from yarns that I had knit with personally, and also the last 2.5 top rows of it, which are, which one's the top on this one? Hang on, I've got to find it first. Which are these? Yes, these rows, top 3 rows here, include minis that I did with some friends of mine that I met at Grace's retreat. We did the mini swap for Christmas 2019. So the last 3 rows are minis from the swap of the mini swap. So that is my Cozy Memories blanket. So that is all of my finished objects on knitting rather. But I do have 2 finished objects on sewing. One of them is dressmaking, and one of them is just sewing. So let's go straight on to those. So the first one that I've got, and I'll have to kind of tilt the camera a little bit, so excuse me while I just do that, is, as you can see, I have, Polly is also wearing a skirt. So although this skirt is a finished object, it's going to become Polly's skirt. And the reason being is I wanted to make a gather skirt, and I'm not really a dressmaker. I've made clothes before, but I've always been with Claire's help. So I've always been at her studio, and she's taught me through the techniques and showed me bits and pieces and stuff, which is great because that's what she does. But I decided that I actually wanted to have a go at making something on my own. So I've made a gather skirt before, many years ago. So I did some refreshing on YouTube and found a couple of really good tutorials where it showed you how to do it so that you get a flat front but elasticated back. And I thought, right, so I got some cheap duvet covers, and I thought, right, I'll give those a go, because if it all goes horribly wrong, I haven't wasted money on really nice fabric. I've just used second-hand duvet covers. So the first one that I made is the one that obviously Polly is wearing. Now, it wasn't until I got home and looked at the duvet cover and I thought, oh, that's not cotton, it's polyester. And it's so static. The unbelievable static that's in it, I couldn't believe it. Absolutely, ooh. So that is why it's going to be worn by the lovely Polly rather than me, because every time I put it on it sticks to me, or everything I attach just goes like electric shock. But I did learn lots of techniques with it. I've practiced lots of techniques with it, some that I've not done before, and the thing that I'm most proud of, and you won't be able to see them, is that I drafted and inserted my own pockets. I'll just get it in camera there. Pockets, so that was something that I hadn't done before, and I'll definitely be doing more of. So the good thing is Polly, when she's now modelling, will be fully clothed. She will have a skirt. So if she's modelling knitwear, she has a skirt. So I will be making some more, and I've got some more fabric. So the first fabric that I've got is the second duvet that I bought, and this is just a pillowcase. I've already chopped the back off because I've used that for something else, but it's this beautiful turquoisey flower print. But the great thing is it's not directional or in any way, and it's a king size duvet, so I'm going to get a lovely skirt out of that. And I'm just going to use the same technique, flat front, elasticated back. So that will be my first one. So that's going to be what my next one is going to be, of one of those skirts, and I'll talk a little bit more about it later. The other finished object that I have on sewing, oh, excuse me a minute. That's why I've been talking so long. Got coffee today. Oh, that's better. So the other finished object that I have on sewing is one of these, which is a little pouch that you can put your hand sanitizer in and clip to the side of your bag, or clip to the side of your pockets, on the trousers, on a belt loop, whatever. The pattern for this is actually one of Claire's of Beautiful Things tutorials, but it's for lip balm. So she has a course that you can purchase, and I'll put a link to it. It's a really good value course. You get 3 objects to make within the course. One of them is a lip balm holder. The other one is a small pouch with like cam snap that you can make for a notions pouch or a coin purse or something along those lines. And the third one is a little drawstring pouch that you can make to put earphones in, which is a great gift for children. You know, if you've got children that want to learn to sew, and that's a really good one for them to practice on and stuff like that. So I took the lip balm one because some of the lovely ladies had made lip balm holders, and I thought, oh, that'd be really good, but to put hand sanitizer in, because unfortunately I think we're all going to be carrying hand sanitizer around for a long time. So the one that I've made holds a 50 milliliter hand sanitizer. Now I've got it in a little tube, but I did test it, and it does hold one in the little 50 milliliter bottles that you can get, you know, the little plastic ones with the flip lid. I am going to also make a slightly bigger one, because I've got some 100 milliliter ones, and make some slightly bigger. I'm going to already been asked to make a couple for Sean's mum and sister-in-law. So those are going to be some makes, and then I'm going to also make some to stock in my Etsy shop should anyone want them. If anyone does want to make their own, I will put a link to Claire's tutorial below where you can go and purchase the course. It's really reasonably priced. So that is my little second finished object. So that now moves me on to what I've got on my needles. I haven't got a lot on my needles, to be honest. I only have 2 projects left. because I've been working mainly on, I did this top in about 4 or 5 days, and I finished off obviously the two sweaters. So the one that I'm going to be working on mainly now is my cardigan, which is the King Cole pattern 5018. I'll show you it here. I haven't got the coloured one with me, but you can see it's a cable cardigan with a cable running down the front. I got the pattern from Eleanor at Knit Nottingham, and I will link to her shop down below. Her shop at the moment, she's closed for the week this week because she's reopening physically next week when the government says we can all open from 15th onwards, but with obviously social distancing in place. So she's closed down her shop so she can move a few things around, ready for that opening. So these are the two front panels. I'll show you one because it'll be easier. And as you can see, it's got the cable running down the front. So I've finished both the front panels, and now I'm halfway up the back, which is on the needle. The yarn that I'm using is a King Cole yarn, and it is King Cole's Price Wise, so it's a DK. The pattern is written for King Cole Panache, which is another one of their yarns, but they didn't do the panache in a grey. It doesn't come in a grey, unfortunately, so I'm just using the Price Wise, which the colourway is called Clerical, and it's shade 49. It is an acrylic, but it's a lovely acrylic to work with, so I am looking forward to that, and I can put some more work on that one now because I've finished all the other stuff. I may also do a couple of new cast-ons as well, because I like to have about 2 or 3 projects on the go because it just makes it a lot easier for me. It keeps me entertained rather than monogamous knitting. I'm not one for monogamous knitting. So that's really all that I've done. I've put a little bit of work on the socks that I showed you last month, but literally a couple of rows when I was out on Friday, because on Friday we had the first of Claire's social distance alfresco BTHQ craft clubs. I've got to find a shorter title than that. It was lovely to see everybody. There were 6 of us, it's maximum of 6, and we just literally, she's had been allocated an area outside of her unit in the car park where we can all sit socially distanced on a lovely sunny day and just chat basically, and bring our own drinks, or she'll provide drinks, but it's all done, so it's all within the government. But it was just lovely to see everyone, because for most of us we haven't seen each other for over 3 months, and it was lovely to get together and just have a couple of hours. Unfortunately, the weather decided that it wasn't going to play ball, and having had a lovely week where it was like in the 70s and 80s, it then decided to drop and was really cold, and we was all wrapped up in blankets. But that aside, it was lovely to catch up with everyone, and hopefully we'll be able to do it on a more regular basis. Fingers crossed that the R number doesn't rise again, and we can all continue to get back to a little bit of normality, because as much as it is to be safe indoors and all the rest of it, you do want social company at times, and it is nice to be able to get out and actually talk to people. So, but anyway, let's see, shall we? So that's all that I've got. I have got some more plans to make a couple more of those skirts. So I showed you the blue turquoise I've got, and now I can go on to treats. The way I've treated myself to the fabric to make some more skirts. So I have a couple of treats. The first one that I have is a yarn from a Countess Blaze that she's dyed up recently, and she dyed it up with that beautiful colours. And it is called the Ministry of Truth Twisting. Try saying that after a few drinks. The Ministry of Truth Twisting. Truth Twisting. So she brought this colourway out following the announcement about the whole issue around Dominic Cummings driving all the way to Durham. And proceeds from the sale and pre-orders of this yarn are going to go to Citizens Advice Bureau. So this is the second time. I mean, I got involved with her previous one when she did the Tits Out Collective one where all the money went to various different charities. But this one is going to Citizens Advice. And I was just like, the colours are beautiful. They are so my colours. I'm not sure what I'm going to do with it yet, so it's going to sit until the perfect project comes along. So the other things that I have purchased have all been on the sewing side. So I have bought some fat quarters, 3 lots of fat quarters. These were from the fabric shop, which was on eBay. So I've got these 2 here, which are lovely bright colours with little white dashes on them. and then I've also got a set of plain ones, and these are going to be used to make more of these. So, and I'll be listing them in my Etsy shop as well. I will make either a 50ml one or a 100ml one, and you'll get the option to choose which you want. So they'll be made to order, so you can choose your fabrics that you want, and you can choose what size of the pouch that you want. And like I say, if you want to have a go at selling your own, I will put a link to Claire's course down below so you can purchase your own one. The other thing I didn't tell you about these little hand tutorials is they've also got a little clip on them, so that if you have a lanyard of any sort, you can clip them onto the lanyard. I'll just get Polly to demonstrate. So then you can have them hanging off your lanyard while you're at work, which is another good idea. Leave that hanging there. So yes, so I should be making some more of those and listing them in my Etsy shop. And like I said, they're going to be on a made to order basis. So the other fabric that I've purchased has been for me. So some of it is, first three are from Pink Scissors, which is an online shop, and I will link to her down below. And I have this one. Now I only managed to get a metre of that because it was in the sale and it was the last bit. So again, I'm not sure what I'm going to make with that one, but I'm going to keep, no, it might have been half a metre actually, it might only be half a metre. I do have a project in mind because I'm doing a class with Claire, which is a vinyl sewing wallet that you put your cross stitch in. So I'm thinking that might be used for that. So that's the first one. The second one that I got was a very, very similar pattern, but it's this one here, which again is all sea creatures and anemones and shells and that. And I got 2 meters of that, so that one is going to be turned into another one of those skirts for me. And then the final one that I got from that is a jersey. So it's a very light t-shirt jersey. And if we see it here, it's got like a tie-dye type pattern on it. And I'm going to make a short sleeve or no sleeve handkerchief tunic with it. So the ones that got the hanky hems to them, because I really like those in the summer. They're really cool and lightweight, and I thought that's going to be the perfect material. I have made some of these before with Claire's help. We made some really heavy ones in Pont de Rome for when we was doing like shows and stuff like that. So we had like a sort of a uniform, and I've made 4 of them. I've made 4. But I've never made a t-shirt one, so this is going to be my first t-shirt one, so I'm really looking forward to that. And the only other fabric that I bought is that one that I actually bought from Claire. It's this beautiful cherry fabric. And again, I've bought 2 meters of that. I'll show you that again. Isn't that lovely? 2 meters of that to make another skirt with. So I'm going to have 3 lovely gathered skirts that I'll be able to wear throughout the summer with various t-shirts and tops and stuff like that. So that has been all of my treats this month. So I'm looking forward to turning my skirts into skirts. And also looking forward to casting something new on. I may cast on, I've got the yarn for Sean's Christmas present, so I might cast that on. That's he wants a flax light, so I shall do one of those. But that's about it. So the only thing that I have got to show you under treats, and this one was an actual treat, was the lovely Davina of Work and Craft. Not only did she send through a project bag for the drawer for the giveaway, but she also sent one for me. Isn't that beautiful? Again, one of her handmade ones. She doesn't have an Etsy shop yet, but I know that she's thinking of opening one very soon. So please, Davina, do. Again, it's exactly the same as the other one. It's got a little D-ring. It's got a little clip, which I'll be able to clip my hand sanitizer on when I take this as my project bag for Knit and Natter. But it's lovely, lovely green flowers. I thought it was very, very pretty. So thank you for that, Davina. It was housing said Ripple Violet, but now I need to find a new project for my bag, so that's that. So that is all that I have to talk to you about today. It's been a little bit rambly, but it's a Sunday morning and I'm not quite with it yet. So I'd just like to say thank you for staying with me. I hope you all have a very good month. Stay safe, take care, and I look forward to talking to you all soon. Thanks for watching. Bye bye.